So, it's the fall. Actually, when you see this video, it'll be the first day of November. And here in Alabama, it's been a damp, dreary, rainy week. So, what are we going to talk about? 5 fragrances from my collection that I think are perfect rainy day fragrances. Meet me on the other side of this intro, and I'm going to tell you what those 5 fragrances are. See you in just a second. What's going on, everybody? You guessed it. It is your boy Craze, and I definitely appreciate you all returning to the scene of the crime. So, you know from the thumbnail and you know from the intro what we're going to talk about today. 5 fragrances from my humble collection that I think are great for the damp, cool, dreary, rainy weather that we've been having here in North Alabama. Now, before I get into this video, I need a little something from you. I need you, if you will consider it, if it's okay, like, share, and sub. Let's get into it. The first one I want to talk to you about is probably, I won't say my least favorite, but it's probably the one I would reach for last on a rainy day. But in Alabama, when it rains, believe it or not, it tends to warm up, especially if it's in the fall. So what am I gonna pull out to spray on? It's from the House of Banana Republic, and it has rain in the name, and it is metal rain. Now, what I get from this one, oh man, is a slightly metallic vibe, but something in it just makes me think of a rainy evening. It will remind you slightly of Acqua di Gio, slightly. Personally, I think this is a better fragrance than Acqua di Gio. Let's just get that out of the way. But there's something in it. There's something in it that just comes off as wet. Maybe it smells like a little bit of wet cement, wet metal, or wet rocks or something like that, if that makes any sense. Wet cement, maybe. But it does have a little bit of sharpness and a little bit of metallicness to it. It's almost like if you took chrome and Acqua di Gio and put them together. That's what this fragrance reminds me of. Nowhere near as strong as chrome, but yet and still, I do think this is a great little fragrance. And this is one you can pick up at Burlington for about $19, and it is well worth it. If you pick this up from Banana Republic, you're gonna be spending about $50 or $60. So I don't recommend that you get it there. Definitely try to find this at Burlington. You can get it at a good price. Something about this fragrance just reminds me of a nice rainy day. I'm trying to think of how to put it. Again, it does remind me a little bit of a mixture of chrome and Acqua di Gio. It just does. A little bit of dampness, a little bit of wetness in there. Not as earthy. That's what I'm looking for. It's not as earthy as the rest of the fragrances on this list, because these bad boys are really dark, dreary, earthy type of fragrances. This one is a little bit more bright, maybe more suited for a rainy day as opposed to a rainy night. How about that? That's what I was looking for. But nonetheless, I would definitely wear this on a nice fall rainy day, and it is from the House of Banana Republic, and it's metal rain. And that's one you can wear in the summertime on a rainy day as well. Sticking with the House of Banana Republic, this one is one that I would definitely reach for on a rainy day, as it rained here earlier today. And yeah, I pulled it out and it was my scent of the evening and I wore it to work. It's from the House of Banana Republic and it is Black Walnut. And I absolutely love this bottle. Not to be confused with Black Walnut Legend, which is a great smelling fragrance if you're looking for an inexpensive Aventus cologne. Try Black Walnut Legend. It's good. It's good. It's probably one of the cheaper Aventus colognes that you're gonna find. At one time, it was just readily available at all of the rag stores, mainly TJ Maxx. I picked it up, brought it home. I may have reviewed it, may not have, but I took it back instantly because it just wasn't something that I needed in my collection, as I have a ton of those already. Good smelling fragrance, but we're here to talk about Black Walnut Legend. No, we're here to talk about Black Walnut, not Black Walnut Legend. And again, oh my goodness, I can smell that from here. Now this one, this is one that definitely reminds me of this time of the year. Again, the leaves are falling off the trees. It's raining. You have that mixture of again, wet asphalt, the earthiness that you get from the dampness of the leaves being on the ground, and just the smell of the earth. This fragrance reminds me of that with a little bit of sweetness. And you pick up on the black walnuts, but when I think of black walnuts, I remember as a kid, the walnuts would always be on the ground, especially this time of the year. It just makes me think of, again, of cool, damp earthiness. Now the walnut gives it a little bit of earthiness, but at the same time, a little bit of sweetness. This fragrance comes off very, very sweet, but this is one of those fragrances from Banana Republic that I think just gets overlooked. Really think this is a gem of a scent, especially for the $19.99 to $20 that I paid for it. And again, I've had this a few years. It is a compliment getter. It's not just your basic scent. Again, think sweet and think earthy and think wet ground sort of vibe. That's what I get from this. Just a little bit of wet dirt with some sweetness. It's a nice little complex fragrance, if you can still find it. Now, I did not check. I should have checked before I did this video, but I'm pretty sure it's still easily available, and it is Black Walnut, not to be confused with Legend. Not Black Walnut Legend, just Black Walnut from the House of Banana Republic. Yeah. Oh man, it smells good. It smells good. It almost wants to act like it has just a hint of violet leaf in there. But what I get, guys, is just a really earthy sweetness, and I absolutely love it. Went good today on a dreary, rainy day. Black Walnut from the House of Banana Republic. Okay. Now, let me go to this house, and my boy up in Chicago is going to be in my comments telling me that this is not a niche house. Okay, whatever. Niche quality, you know. To me, this is a niche quality scent, and it is encre noire. And what makes this fragrance niche to me, what makes this fragrance niche to me is its scent profile. It's the scent profile. It's a beautiful scent profile, in my opinion, and this is not a fragrance that everybody is going to want to wear. It's very strong, it is very pronounced, it is very potent. Now, with that being said, I like this fragrance from the House of Lalique, and I'm gonna give myself a blast. And this fragrance to me, again, wet, earthy. Ooh, and I can smell that from here. No need to even. Oh yeah, that's good. And believe it or not, oh man, that smells good. And believe it or not, I picked this up at Burke's Outlet in Corinth, Mississippi, and I may have paid a little too much for it. I want to say I paid maybe $40 for it. And I'm thinking this is one that you can pick up on most gray market sites like Fragrance X or Fragrance Net for around the $29 to $35 mark. So I think I paid around $42 for it, which may have been a little too much, but it was during the Christmas holidays. It was there, and I had just gotten L'Extreme, which is a beautiful scent as well. So I was like, you know what? I want that Encre Noire. So I got it, and here it is. Oh man, That smells good. That smells good. Here's why I would wear this fragrance on a rainy day. It's rich. It's rich. It's very, very deep. It's woody. It's dark. Just a nice sweater. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you got some tan boots or something and some jeans, a nice sweater, maybe a skull cap or a hoodie or a toboggan, as we call them in Alabama. I think would go great with this scent. You know, dressed nice, but not too dressed up, but nice. You know what I'm saying? Grown man style. You know, you got your grown man style going on, but not just, you know, too over the top. Still sort of casual, but dressed for the weather. Man, oh man. Definitely dark, sweet, earthy is what I get from this one. Absolutely love this fragrance from the house of Lalique. It is encre noire. And that black walnut is on my hand, and it is definitely sweetening up right about now, but you definitely get that earthiness from the walnut in it. Love it, guys. Love it, love it, love it. This next two is from the same house. They're from the house of our moth. And this next one is just one it gets a lot of hate, but a lot of our moth fragrances do. I happen to like the fragrance. I think it smells good, and it is none other than Craze. Sprayed that Banana Republic Metal Rains right there. It's very subtle as it's dried down on my hand. Doesn't have as much movement as I remembered, or as much movement as I thought that it would have. But it's still a good smelling, sweet fragrance. And again, the best way for me to describe that one to you, Metal Rain, is think Aqua de Jo meets Cool Water, and you got Metal Rain by Banana Republic. Now, to this bad boy. I'm gonna try to find the spot to spray it on, maybe my wrist. Yeah, I think I can hit right there. Does not take, excuse me, doesn't take a lot of this fragrance at all. I'm off Craze, and I just noticed this on the box, on the top of the cap right there. I can smell that from here. I can smell that from here. This is a love-hate fragrance. Some people are going to love it. Some people are going to hate it. Me personally, I love it. I love when I get my hands on a fragrance that's different from anything I have in my collection. I absolutely love it. Now this is one, I would not wear this in the heat. I would not wear this in the heat. Definitely a cool weather monster. Definitely one I think would go great on a rainy day. Again, it has that earthiness that I talk about, mixed with some sweetness. I want to say that's vanilla. A little bit of a leathery vibe. I'm sure that's why they put this leather thing on here. But nonetheless, I want to say this is a clone from something from the house of Perfume de Marly. Maybe it's Leighton. I don't know. Can't remember. But nonetheless, I wouldn't buy this thinking I was picking up a killer clone fragrance. I would buy this because it's a well-made, rich, deep, dark, cool weather, unique fragrance. Everybody's not gonna like this scent, but to me, that's okay, because some of us want to stand out, and it's all in how you dress these fragrances and how much of these fragrances you spray on. You can't spray 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 sprays of this. You just can't. 2, 3 at the most. And again, think sweater, maybe even a hoodie. Maybe even a hoodie. I could see that being, worn with this, but it's one. I want to say that's a hint of vanilla leather is what I'm getting. And I know some of you are probably going, that doesn't sound like a good combination. Again, that's why I stated some people love it, some people hate it. I love it. I absolutely love this fragrance. But I would not wear this in the summer. I would not reach for this if the temperature was going to be above 70 degrees. That's just me. Would not do it. Would not do it. I would keep it on the shelf unless it's, again, just like the weather we're having now. Cool, dreary, damp day. Perfect. Perfect for that. Or, you know, again, a situation where you're Netflixing and chilling. It's one, would I wear it? I would. But I'm bold and daring like that. I don't really, I wear fragrances for myself. If I catch a compliment or somebody likes it, that's okay. But if not, that's okay too. But I would definitely wear it. I would not dress this fragrance up. I would personally keep it casual. But that's just me. Now, it is a sophisticated type of scent. The leather that I'm picking up on in this makes it just smell clean. It just smells clean. That's how it comes off. So maybe I should digress on that a little bit. Maybe you could dress this up. Me personally, I wouldn't, but if you wanted to, I do think it would be okay, especially if you're the type of guy that likes to, let's say, wear a jacket. So you got some nice slacks, turtleneck, sweater, and a jacket type of deal. I think that would be okay with something like this. It's not your suit and tie type of dressy, if that makes any sense. But it's not the most casual of fragrances either. This is not a t-shirt and blue jean type of scent either. But nonetheless, I do think in cooler weather it would do just fine. From the house of our moth, it is Craze. Last fragrance, last but not least, sticking with the house of our moth. And it is from the Derby Clubhouse line, and it is none other than Ascot. Now this one is clovey. And I think it's a cologne as well. Oh, that's strong. Something from the house of Amouage. I think this may be cologne. Yes, that smells really, really good. And if you've smelled one Amouage fragrance, then you understand that the Amouage DNA is earthy, wet, damp, dark, dreary, unique sort of fragrances. And this same way. This reminds me of like books in a library, or just, you know, something that hasn't been moved in a while and you open it up, or old newspapers, or maybe a little bit inky, a little bit clovey, but just definitely maybe even a more distinct, refined version of Drakkar is what it brings me to the mind of. It's an old school type of fragrance. It's definitely, again, this is not one that everybody's gonna love. If you wear this, or if you pick this up, don't pick this up thinking that you're getting a crowd pleasing fragrance, because you're not. That's not what this is. What this is a fragrance that somebody that has a lot of fragrances that want to stand out and be different. That's what this is. From the house of a moth, it is Derby Clubhouse Ascot, and I like this one. If it was one of those days where the wind was gonna be whipping and it was gonna rain 8 to 10 hours and I had to go somewhere in it, I'm grabbing my sweats, I'm grabbing my hoodie, and I'm putting this on, and I'm going, and I'm gonna be just fine. But that's me, you know what I'm saying? From the house of our moth, it is Derby Clubhouse Ascot, and I like that fragrance. I like it a lot. All right, guys, it have been 5 fragrances for my collection that I think will go well with this damp, cool, rainy fall, November now it's November, weather that we're having in North Alabama. Guys, I'd like to thank you all for stopping by the channel, sitting down with your boy, listening to what I have to say. I really appreciate it. Always, always, always be active in the comments. All comments are welcome. Please be sure to like and share this video. And if I've earned it, give your boy a sub. With that being said, you already know, guys. Thank you so much for being the best part of this channel and returning to the scene of the crime. With that being said, I gotta get off, edit it, and all that good stuff. So I love you all, and may God bless you all. Until next time, Peace.